Hi from Napoli to my man Uncle Sharma.
Yo guys, welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. You know what time it is. Inter Napoli tomorrow, 8:45 p.m. UK time at the San Siro Stadium. But first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Juventus, Rubentus, Ladri, whatever you want to call them, winning the 9th Scudetto in a row. Man, it's really sad boy season. These guys just keep winning and no one can stop them. It's quite embarrassing for Italian football. If we want to claim not to be a farmers league, we need to start showing some competition there. And once again, this is probably the worst Juve team to win the title in the last 9 years. And that says a lot about everyone else in the competition. Overall, I feel like the level in the Serie A has improved, as we've seen this year. We've seen with the Inter, Lazio, Atalanta challenging until the end, basically delaying the Scudetto win until 2 match days left, which is better than the last few seasons, but still not a real title challenge, no real challenger there. None of the squad depths were there for all of these three teams, and that's where the secret lies. But anyway, let's forget about that. Well done to Juve, whatever. Napoli actually had an awful season really by their standards, but they've saved there with the Coppa Italia win when they kicked us out as well, and that has secured them the Europa League position for them, and they're now 7th in the table. But it doesn't really matter to them where they finish, because 7th is the minimum place they will finish now. They can't finish lower than 7th. They could finish higher than AC Milan, who are 1 point ahead of them in 6th, but I don't really think they will care that much. Gattuso and his boys, they will probably be focusing already on the Champions League against a very poor Barcelona team, which they can probably beat. It's 1-1 on aggregate, and they were probably confident if they can rest some players and go into that match with some confidence, they'll be in really good shape, and that really could save their season. So I'm not expecting a full force Napoli lineup against us. Who scored over here? Predict 4-3-3 usual. But luckily for us, Mertens is out. Dries Mertens, who scored against us in the Coppa Italia match, and in general his movement always really worries me, even though he's not had his greatest season this year. He's only scored 9 league goals, but stepping in for him will be Arek Milik, the Polish striker, who again hasn't had a great season. I quite like him as a player, but Napoli fans don't really rate him at all, and he's very injury prone. But in terms of threat, he does not offer that movement and that technical ability that Mertens does, so it does make me feel a bit more at peace. Even if it is Ranocchia or if it's De Vrij or whoever's at the back, I'm much more comfortable watching them defend against him rather than Mertens, who likes to drift and wander all over around the pitch, and that can give our defense a lot of problems, as we've seen this season. In general, we've seen Gattuso, especially against Inter. He really, he does not go for it. He really likes to protect his neck. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan, because we saw when he was the AC Milan coach, he would go super defensive in the derbies, and in the Coppa Italia matches we saw this guy park the whole Napoli bus and the Vesuvius volcano, every pizza joint in Napoli, this guy parked them right in front of his goal. Those matches were very cagey. We struggled to break them down. Apart from the match at home against Napoli in the first half of the season, where Lukaku smashed through Meret's fingers, and he scored that sick goal on the counter attack. What a goal that was, for one of the best goals of the season, reminiscent of the goal he just scored last match against Genoa. Hoping to see something like that from Big Rom again. In terms of threat from Napoli, we know the threat can come from the midfield actually, rather than the striker. Sometimes we saw Fabian Ruiz scoring against us in the Coppa Italia. Those late midfield runs, they do cause us problems sometimes. Zielinski and Fabian Ruiz are both very capable midfielders from shooting from range and getting into the box, and we've seen Handanovic's form at the moment is a bit patchy, so I'm a bit worried about their shooting from distance or just outside the box. But apart from that, I'm not too worried. As I said, I think Gattuso once again will go for a more defensive approach. They're not in great form. As it comes to Inter though, Lukaku had a great match last time round. Alexis is in great form, so I'm expecting to see Alexis and Lukaku up front rather than Lautaro, who keeps misfiring. His form is really not there at the moment. He's trying. I don't want to say that he's not trying, because I've seen a lot of people saying that he's down tools. It doesn't feel like he's down tools for me. It feels like almost he's trying too hard at times. So I'd rather see Alexis start, who's in form of his best form at Inter right now. Our top assister. In midfield, as we know, Gagliardini is out. Finally, this guy started every single match, but now the yellow card has taken him out of this match. Barella, who was suspended last match, should come in, so we should see Brozovic and Barella midfield. But here on Who Scored, it says Valero's looking to start ahead of Barella. I'm not too sure about that. I wouldn't be against resting either Barella or Brozovic because, you know, we've got the Atalanta match again in a few days after this match, so it's important to manage our energies properly. On the wings, Victor Moses hopefully retains his place ahead of Candreva because he did play well against Genoa. You know, he was one of the best players on the pitch for me against Genoa. But knowing Antonio Conte, he'll probably put in Antonio Candreva straight back in on the left wing back position. Ashley Young should come back after Biraghi started last match. You know, Biraghi rarely starts 2 matches in a row. Bastoni definitely should return now after resting the last match. De Vrij, we're not too sure about his injury, whether, you know, Conte would like to rest him. I would still rest him, you know. I would really like to see Milan Skriniar at least tested at least once in that central centre-back position because, you know, he is someone that's comfortable on the ball. For Slovakia, he's played centre defensive mid a lot of times. He's a good passer of the ball. And I would like to see him tested out there, you know, and it's the position that gets the most coverage, most protection. That's why we see Ranocchia doing fine most of the season there. And then if De Vrij doesn't start, then probably Godin or D'Ambrosio will come in at that right centre-back position. But we'll see. Interested to see. I'm not really expecting a great performance again, as I said. I think Napoli will shut us down again. I don't think we'll create many chances. So I'm expecting a very close match, but I think we'll take it as Napoli don't really have much motivation. As I said, their season is done, so they don't really have much to play for, but you never know, you know, sometimes the teams when they play without pressure, they play even better. So overall, in terms of score prediction, I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Inter, my favourite prediction. Let's see how that works out. Let me know in the comments below what your score prediction is. Would you start up front, Lautaro or Alexis? In midfield, would you rest Barella or Brozovic, or would you go for a full centre mid? You know, a full centre mid, starting centre mid. In theory, you know, the Eriksen, Brozovic, Barella. You know, that's definitely our most technical midfield. Oh, actually, you know, if we saw Sensi there, actually, there's some news on Sensi. Conte saying that Sensi could return to training in this next week or so. He won't be training with the team until Sunday, I think he said. So he's confirmed that Sensi is out for the Campionato, for the league. He's pretty much out. And he should be back for the Europa League. But even then, you know, if he doesn't get any minutes in the league, I'd struggle to see Conte starting him or giving him minutes in the Europa League. You know, it's quite risky, and you know, his season's pretty much done since September. So it's really a shame to see with Sensi. But hopefully, you know, we get to see him in the Europa League because we really need everyone back for the Europa League, especially if we beat Getafe and we go ahead to the semi-finals and maybe final. Someone like Stefano Sensi is really needed. But yeah, make sure to leave a thumbs up as it supports the channel and everything. I'll see you for the post-match tomorrow, which hopefully will be a positive one. Ciao a tutti.